Hello again, guys. This is Jordan Parker. Welcome to WMSL Radio and thanks for tuning in. Coming up next is our favorite poet, Linda-b-Scanlan.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our podcast, the second of many more to come, I hope. I'm pleased to read 3 poems, 2 of which were written by poets whose names you were sure to recognize. The theme is the sea. Let me begin with a quote by the French poet and playwright Jean Cocteau, who said, "I have seafoam in my veins. I understand the language of waves." For this expression, I want to thank a Facebook friend who posted it, much to my delight, earlier today. What a synchronicity. Thank you, Kanan. What did the poet mean by these words? Well, hopefully the selections I have chosen will provide explication to bolster our understanding of the universality of the appeal of the sea. The writers that I've chosen know it well and have used it extraordinarily as a theme in their verse, recognizing how compelling a backdrop it is. For after all, the sea holds promise, is the impetus for action. The sea is the antithesis of inertia. It is constantly moving, shifting, beckoning. It's a harbinger of delight and doom. Its power thrashes sailors from stem to stern as they struggle to right their vessel, in jeopardy of capsizing. Those captains underestimating its power and arbitrariness, sudden storms unpredictably arising, catching the seafarers unaware. It's a metaphor. But the ocean has a calming nature. The sound of water embracing the shoreline, always reminding us of home, how the sea and the horizon meet, fooling the eye, holding secrets for destinies. So for today's podcast, again, I've selected them because they have as a theme the sea. First one I'll read is my own composition. I hope you enjoy it. Alone adrift, an island engulfed by battering seas, on the jagged edge of well-worn cliffs, I cried out for you. Buffeting winds and turbulent waves caught my tears. Clinging precipitously to dreams of indefinite clarity, drowning fast in pools of ebony imagery, finding my way to higher ground, I spy the vessel, an explorer of seafaring pedigree, sailing to me. An ancient mariner, soul whisperer, hearing the clarion call, an invitation to uncover dangerous secrets lost somewhere long ago, buried beneath pink crystalline sands. Captain, hunt for my buried treasure. May you discover yours there. Stake your claim with me. This poem was written fairly recently during a time of discord. I was feeling very unmoored, kind of dislocated. And this is the result. And like everything in our lives, there's a reason for it. And the lesson that I learned is nothing stays the same. And we have to have hope in our heart that even though we can look out and see a sea that's roiling and turbulent and filled with storms and thunder and lightning and difficulty, all things do pass. And if we just wait with hope in our heart, perhaps we'll see on the horizon the outline of a ship with a seafaring captain and explorer waiting to discover new lands, waiting for me. The next piece is one penned by the esteemed poet Gerrard-Chaiken, who resides in the Republic of South Africa. It appeals to me because it speaks to our heart's most basic longings. to be recognized, heard, love, promise, redemption. He captures all of these so eloquently. I hope you enjoy it. To the Ulysses soul, voyaging out, voyaging in. Sometimes silence sings siren songs of soul's recollections and present yearning, and how the ever-present heart longs for long-lost loves returning. But tied to the mast of mastery, subduing this subtle archery, wayfaring soul sailor rides these mountainous waves. All temptations to yield he braves, whilst before his companions he hides those devils of doubt and despair from every fellow wayfarer's sight, that each prodigal at last may face his fear and now return to his home of light. So contained in this is, again, hopefulness. Aren't we all the prodigal? We go out fearlessly staking our claim elsewhere, leaving hearth and home, the comforts that we knew all of our life, to discover our own place in the world. And sometimes we discover that we really long for home, that place of light, that place of forgiveness, that place of welcoming, where there are no judgments, just a time of rejoicing, time to put on our best clothes and put rings on our fingers and bells on our toes and dance with delight that we've returned to the place of our origins, our home. And finally, I've chosen a piece by the Pakistani poet Santiago-Ali. He is wildly imaginative, uses metaphors, similes, imagery that really help to paint a picture with broad strokes and yet attuned to all of the details that make a poem so interesting and lush. This is called I Love You by the Sea, and I hope you enjoy my recitation. I love you by the sea in the misty landscape, looking into the distance, the magic of the horizon revealing the expanse of your desert that you carry with you. Forgetting who you were, where you have been, as a receding wave took all the sand beneath your feet, floating in that moment. I love you composing your grace, swaying in the wind. You open up the sails of your arms, weighing your anchor, keeping your compass in your eyes, judging who you are now in the eruption of all the shades of red. I love you blushing, while confusedly covering 1,000 eyes of every pore of yours, 1,000 windows open. I love you by the sea, when the azure sky is melting into the sea, taking your arms into mine. I love the magic of the sea between our hands, spreading the beauty of glow on your face. I love to love you. How imaginative he is. Listen to this sentence. While confusedly covering 1,000 eyes of every pore of yours. What a construction. And that's why poetry is so wonderful. It's so unique. It's so revelatory of who we are. We cannot be duplicitous and write poetry. Maybe we can try, but we'll fail. Because our poetry shows who we are. It's the mirror into our heart, which is the only organ, I might suggest, that is informed by the soul, not the brain. That mind, that monkey mind of ours, confuses things and makes mistakes and prejudges. The heart less so, the soul never. And that's what poetry is to me. It's a revealing moment of who we are in all of our authenticity, our vulnerability. It's that time when we can say, look, read me. Know who I am through this mechanism. And through it, I dare say, we can change worlds. We certainly can change one heart, one mind, one soul at a time, drawing people in, expanding the tribe, elevating the vibration of the universe, which is never flat. It's always reverberating with something, but we need to really elevate it. And that's why I hope that this podcast and my effort at introducing poets that you may know, but may not know this particular piece, or who you may not know. And now you're delighted that you do. So I want to thank you for joining me today. It's always a delight having you here. I would invite you to comment if you care to, and if not, that's okay too. I'll be back next week, whether you do or you don't. I don't know. That's really, it's up to you. But I would like it to be more interactive. I feel like I'm just talking to myself, and I don't know who's listening. But this is fun, and it's kind of like a miracle. And again, I want to thank my friend Robert for taking a chance on me that I could actually do this and do it well, honoring him and his efforts on internet radio, and for his foundation, which is to help at-risk children, and for my intentions to promote poetry and the idea that we can do things differently. We don't have to be bombastic. We don't have to be egoic. We can be more heartfelt and bring people into our orbit, inviting them in to sit with us closely on the frequency. You'll hear me say that time and again, because I'm a firm believer in all of those wonderful, miraculous things that happen to us when we really open our eyes and our hearts and choose to be mindful of all the extraordinary miracles that come into our lives unexpectedly. So I wish you all joy and light and love throughout the rest of your day. I want to thank you again for spending time with me, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.